Government communication, public service, we so dearly want to hate it, but we also need it. How do you manage a nation where Kenyans will complain on Twitter about the government and still line up at 5 a.m. for its services? Today, I have the perfect guest to spill the tea, clear the air, and maybe shed some light on what happens behind the scenes. She's a TV personality, an assistant county commissioner. She's also been a manager at Huduma Center Embu, and she is also a PR specialist. Jane Theuri. Hello, Jane.
Hello.
Today we're discussing matters government, and we know you have had an experience being a manager at a Huduma Center. So, how have you been able to tackle people who have come into your center with different cases and different issues that they need solving? Because we know clearly that people are not the same. There are people who will come in and they are calm. There are others who are impatient. How have you been able to handle the different people you've been able to interact with in terms of giving them your service?
So first off, I feel like I'm very good with people. I'm a people person. I have an affable personality. So for me, it's never been an issue when it comes to interacting with people from all walks of life, different backgrounds. It doesn't matter where you come from. I'm good to go with people. So when it comes to matters accessing services at Huduma Center, Huduma Center is a one-stop shop for government services.
Yeah.
Both national and county government services, they're all found under one shop, like how Nakumat used to work. Okay, so when it comes to matters accessing services, basically you make sure you sensitize people out there. Before anyone walks into a Huduma Center, they must have gone through some sort of sensitization, because we were so out there doing Huduma Mashinani programs, which is basically going to the community out there, going to different locations, sub-locations, and basically sensitizing the community around us of what services we offer at Huduma Center, so that in case anyone needs to be served, they don't have to go all the way to like the physical headquarter, like the headquarter offices, where they are able to access these services. These services have been brought closer to Mwananchi, and that's how the idea of Huduma Center has been serving people. So anytime a client would walk into my office, whether they are calm or aggressive and all that, you just need to know how to deal with them, because people go through a lot. Life is a lot. So you just need to know how to use your PR skills to calm someone down, and then you bring yourself to their level. You get to understand where they are coming from, what issue they have, and we have our centers have officers who have been trained, people who are from different offices in the country. In government, they go through some sort of training, customer service training, so that they're able to deal with the clients that we get at Huduma Center. So Huduma Center is ideally, it works like a corporate entity. I know the perception that is out there, how the government officers, civil servants, the way we serve people out there, we have our attitude, like people have negative attitude. You'd walk into an office, you find just a coat hanged on the seat, and you don't find the officer to serve you. But ideally, Huduma Center was there. It came to change the narrative about civil service, and that's how we've been able to change the narrative from the negative, perception of how the government works.
Okay.
So I think we've done a lot in terms of, cleaning our name. It's been tarnished, but the government is working.
It's working on it.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Also, we've had instances where the government brings out something, and then later on we don't know what happens. For example, the Huduma number. I was a victim of lining up for that card, and we did the whole process, but I don't know what went wrong, because it's never actually been actualized. Where do you think the government goes wrong in communicating and in terms of their PR?
So I think what goes wrong when it comes to ideas and the vision that the government has, trust me, I know they have good, they have good programs that have been laid out. The policies have been put in place. But I think what comes when the challenges arises when it comes to matters implementing, and also prioritizing. In terms of prioritization, I feel like sometimes we tend to handle so much that we are not able to, in terms of implementing or actualizing the programs that the government has, it becomes too much on the government at times. So you find that if they had a very good idea or a very good project that is supposed to be actualized, when it comes to implementing, then at some point I don't know what happens, but I think we need to do more on that. But it's just a matter of prioritizing. We tend to misprioritize. Probably we go ahead with programs that are not really supposed to be prioritized at that particular time, and that's where the challenge comes into play. But in terms of government projects and policies in place, they are good. So it's just a matter of executing that brings a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to handle a crisis where people misunderstood the message? How did you try and fix it?
Whoa. A lot of times. But first things first, what I know for sure, as a government officer, we also not supposed to go. If there's a crisis, you cannot just go ahead and address the media actually without getting permission from your supervisor, because you might end up tarnishing the government's name without knowing. When you think you're trying to save face, you're actually doing more harm than good. So it's always good to seek out your supervisor's permission. And also you cannot be all in one, you cannot be the person to do all this work. Remember, we also have a team, a communications team. We have all this in place. We have people who are there to mitigate such crises. So you cannot be able to just go ahead and address an issue without first understanding it properly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've worked in the government for a while.
Yeah.
So you understand the government lingo. So
Tutatenda, tutafanya.
so I want us to play a game called How to Sound Official 101. Okay? So I'll read a normal sentence and then you're going to tell me how, as a government official, you will portray or you'll put out that sentence.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, how do you say in government language there is no money?
There's no money.
Yeah, there's no money.
Tutatenga. Sio tumetenga, tutatenga.
Mtatenga.
Tutatenga, yes.
Okay.
Tutatenga, yeah.
Okay. How do you say we will not fix this road, or we will not fix something?
Oh my goodness. You're putting me in the spot.
Help us understand the government lingo.
Like I said, it's just about prioritizing. Probably we've not prioritized doing that project at that particular time, but probably it come in the next financial year or something. So we have to work with financial years. That's how we work. Every financial year, probably we'll say in the next financial year, that's when we will implement that.
Okay. Okay. How do you say your request is denied?
Oh my goodness.
PR.
Where?
How do you say your request is denied in an official government language? Because I know you have to sound polite.
We'll give it much thought. And probably we'll put you into consideration in the coming future. Yeah.
Okay.